How many of you have ever experienced an earthquake? How many of you have ever seen a movie when an earthquake hits and everyone yells, "Earthquake"? Whether you have experienced them in real life or just seen them depicted in a movie or show, earthquakes are intense. Did you know that the presence of God is so powerful that it causes the earth to literally shake? That's wild, but it makes sense that if God created the entire universe, that he could shake it. Today in scripture, it's going to show us how God's presence causes the earth and everything in our lives to shake. First, let's check that out in Exodus 19:18. Exodus 19:18 says, Mount Sinai was covered with smoke because the Lord descended on it in fire. The smoke billowed up from it like smoke from a furnace, and the whole mountain trembled violently. When God revealed his presence to the people of Israel in the Old Testament, the entire mountain shook. This showed the power and might of his presence to the people. But what does this mean for us today? Well, if we look at Matthew 27, verses 45 through 54, we see what happens during the crucifixion. So here's a little depiction of that.
There.
Mother Magdalene, where are you? Mother, I'm sorry for being a bad son. Father, stay with me. Don't leave me.
So the thing that we're going to focus on this week is that right when Jesus died, the earth shook and the rocks split. God's presence was made known in the earth once again in a powerful and undeniable way, just like on Mount Sinai. Jesus' death on the cross caused the earth to shake and make God's presence in the world undeniable. You wouldn't experience an earthquake and turn around and say, the earth didn't just quake. No, you would know it quaked because you could see, hear, and feel it. When God shakes the foundations of our lives, his power is undeniable. I'll share with you a quick story about when God's presence shook the very foundation of my life. When I became a Christian, a lot of my friends were like atheists, or they were just not really into church. Like they just were just regular people. And I was afraid that a lot of them like wouldn't be my friends after I became Christian. But I did it anyway. And afterwards, I started meeting new people, mostly at church, and I started like making new friends. And some of my old friends actually still stuck around. But the quality of the new friends that I got it was definitely an upgrade. So I would say like just becoming a Christian and then beginning to build relationships at church with other Christians really changed everything for me because the quality of my friends really improved. And so that really leads us to our bottom line, which is Jesus' sacrifice on the cross shakes the very foundation of our world. Now, how do we apply this in our lives? Let's look at Acts 16:23 through 26. God didn't stop shaking the earth with his presence when Jesus died. We continue to see it happen with New Testament believers. Multiple times in the New Testament, we read of God shaking the earth when believers prayed. In this instance, God's presence shook the jail in Paul and Silas, and everyone in the jail was set free. So Acts 16:23 through 26 says, after they had been severely flogged, they were thrown into prison, and the jailer was commanded to guard them carefully. When he received these orders, he put them in the inner cell and fastened their feet in the stocks. About midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the other prisoners were listening to them. Suddenly there was such a violent earthquake that the foundations of the prison were shaken. At once all the prison doors flew open and everyone's chains came loose. God is for our freedom. He wants us to be free of sin. That's why he sent Jesus to die on our behalf. Sometimes that's even why he shakes the foundation of our world. He wants to shake us out of our bondage and to set us free. And so here's the real kicker. I challenge you to accept Jesus' sacrifice for you and allow God's presence to shake you free of the sin that has held you back in your life.